Okay, and DVD rental. Okay, I have selected DVD rental. Okay, I'll just keep it open. First, we'll go to the theory part. Okay, so till now we have seen the select statement, how to write a select statement, and the difference between a column and star. Okay, star means it will display all the rows, sorry, all the columns that we have in a table. Okay, when you give selective statement, sorry, selective uh, column names, it will fetch only for those columns. Okay, so this is identifier, this is identifier. Okay, so this is the syntax. You can write it in caps, you can write it in lowercase, so there is no issue. So okay, so today what we'll learn is concatenating. Okay, so in simple words, what is concatenating and what is the symbol we will use for concatenating is this pipe symbol. Okay, you will find above your enter key. Okay, pipe symbol, two pipe symbols. Okay, so what it does is this will concatenate one or more strings into a single string. Say for example, in a table, I have first name, last name. Okay, I want to add that. I don't want a comma between them. Okay, and I just want to add them. I can write first name, select first name. Earlier we used to put a comma here and then last name from customer, right? So we don't have to put, just use this pipe symbol and single quotes and pipe symbol again. Okay, so this is the syntax. I'll just, okay, so this is a single. I'll just put it in comments. Okay, comments is this line. Okay, it will turn into a green.
Surin, can you little zoom in so that clearly we can see the wordings there,
Okay, okay,
like
okay, okay, okay,
yesterday you
okay.
did? Thank you.
Okay, okay, I'm doing it. Saib, have you started the recording? Okay, okay. So concatenating, simple terms, adding two labels to show as though they don't have any difference. Okay, we'll do some practice and then we'll go to the next topic. So I'll pick what table. I'll just, okay. Now I have all these tables. I'll just pick something called film. Okay, select star from film. Okay, you see the difference now. I'll explain that. So this is first the application lost database connectivity. Okay, okay, now you see, one minute, I'll make it full screen. Okay, now these are the columns. Okay, film ID, title, description, release year. If you see all this, we have couple of columns here, right? Now this is the command that will fetch all the columns. Okay, star will fetch all the rows. Now if I want selective, okay, I want I'll pick something related here. I'll pick the first one is title, then I'll pick release year, okay, language ID and the release year. Okay, or I'll pick something length, rating. Okay, something I'll pick here. I'll show you the difference. Select title, comma, rental underscore rate, comma, the last one is rating. Okay, I'm picking up three columns from this table. Then I'll say from which table is that? Film. Okay, I'll just select this and then I'll run it. Okay, now you see I have three separately. Okay, title, rental, and rating. What I want to do is I want to concatenate rental and rating. Okay, I want to add these two. Okay, so as per our um, syntax, I'll just copy this. Simply I'll copy this. Okay, then I'll say in between I'll say pipe symbol, single pipe symbol, okay, rating. Okay, I'm adding these two. Okay, and from which table? Film. Okay, title will be a separate. You want to add, you can add that also. Okay, sometimes you will come across where you have to show collectively two columns you have to add, so you can use this concatenating. Okay, so I'll just select, run it. Okay, now you see this is jumbled. Okay, 4.99 NC 17. Okay, so I don't know what is the rating of R. Okay, R, 1 minute, I'll just go through it again. R is there. PG means PG 13 years. R means what? R restricted. Okay, and NC I don't know. PG is parental guidance. R is restricted. Okay. So these are the ratings of the film. Okay, when you want to add two columns and display the result, you can use the concatenating with the pipe symbol followed by two quotes, and then 1 minute. I have not selected the full thing. Okay, now you see it looks jumbled, but okay, that's okay. Okay, and if I want, I can give one space, and let's see if that picks up properly. See, okay, you can give more space also. Okay, or I think you can add some wild also. 1 minute. Hmm, sorry, not that one. Okay, something like this. Depends on the data, what data you want to give. Okay, instead of two columns I have added here. Okay, but you see here there is a question mark here. Okay, I can use something called alias, which we learned yesterday, right? So I can say as, what is this called, rate renting, right? So I'll say, okay, rate renting, something I'll mention here. Okay, now you see, okay, it has added the title for this. Okay, so alias labeling is very important. Okay, you can use as, okay, alias name, anything you can write. Okay, I'll just save this. Okay, so next one is column labeling, which we just did. Select first name, last name as, which I used as, and some dummy name I gave, a rental rating, to display the results. Okay, now we have another one called column alias that contains space. Okay, so if you have some space, like for example, you have first name here, right? So you can write full name also. Okay, you can also do this. So there are different ways that you can manipulate. Okay, now you see this has come in caps. Earlier it was in all in small, right? If you have noticed that. Okay, so you can play around with some wildcard like star, plus sign, or whatever. Okay, arrow. Okay, something like this also you can do. Okay, so you can use all the wildcards. You can practice it with different character on your keyboard, and then you can display a result. Okay, and when you save this, this will come in this way. Okay, rate renting, or you can give any name. Okay, so I just give some dummy name here. Okay, so one is concatenating, labeling we learned, and we also learned about the space. Okay, how to add a space with a full name, with a customized name, if it is in caps or small case or whatever. Okay, by default when you add a alias, it will take all lowercase, which we have already seen. Okay, so I'll just copy this, I'll show you. Okay. Oh, I didn't select the entire line. Okay, up to here. Okay, now you see, if you notice here, though I have mentioned here caps are and caps are, okay, but here you see, so if you want to add, you can use spacing, okay, just the second line, okay, second line is your solution. So all three I'm showing you with an examples. Clear, guys? This one, any doubt so far? You can try with any tables, okay? No need to do it only for film. You pick something called actor also, and you can practice it, okay? So this table, okay, okay. So this is the table I have with three columns: actor ID, film ID, and last update. But you don't have any content here, okay? Let me run this. Sorry, what is this? Film category. This is called film category table. So let me run this. Here also we have category ID. Nothing much info to play around. Country, customer. Okay, we have customer, right? So let me try customer. What do we have in customer? Okay, we have good columns here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, here also you can practice. So you have customer ID and store ID. Okay, for example, you have first name and last name. You want to club these two instead of separate. You can club it. Okay, so this example that I copied, we can practice this one. Okay, I'll just remove some space. Okay, now you see, so here in this case I'm picking up first name, last name, and with the concatenating I'm adding these two. Okay, so it comes this way. This is the format that you're going to Jared, Ellie, Mary Smith, Patricia Johnson, Linda Williams, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is one, because this, I mean, whatever we are learning, right, this will come very often in your real time scenarios. Okay, you have to do, how do you do the concatenating? You will just go and search. If you keep all these notes, you can make use of it. Okay, now next topic that we're going to learn is order by. Okay, now first let's understand what is order by. Okay, so in simple term, whenever you query any statement with a select statement, it returns some rows in an unspecified rows. Okay, I'll take this example. One sec, I'll just put a comment line so that we'll know this is a new topic. Order by. Okay, so I'll just run this. I'll show you the difference. Okay, now we have, see, now you customer ID, you see something 524 is up, right? We don't know which order it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks good, but you cannot go all 599 and validate, right? You cannot do that. Or you can see here names also: Jared, Mary, Tricia, Linda, B, E, J, M, S. Okay, it is not properly ordered. So we learn how to use the order by clause to order our columns data. Okay. Okay. To sort the rows of the result set, use the order by clause in the select statement. When do you use? At the end. Okay, we'll see the syntax also, how to use order by clause. Okay, the order by clause allows sorting rows. Okay, written by a select statement in either in ascending or descending order based on a sort expression. Okay, so you can sort your data by ascending or descending. Okay, so how do you explicitly mention that? You will say ASC stands for ascending, DSC stands for short. These are shorts. Okay, short keywords. DSC stands for descending. Okay, so this is the same statement that you have learned. Okay, so I'll just pick this. I'll put it here. Okay, so I'll just select first name. We have first name, last name from customer table. I'm saying order by. So order by will come after your table name. Okay, this is a syntax you have to follow. This is our syntax. Okay, order by, and which column you want to pick. Say for example, you can pick any one. Okay, so for example, address ID is this. You can after the results are displayed here, you will see in a proper order. Okay, same date. Okay, whichever you want to pick, integer. Okay, so you have to pick wisely here. Okay, either it could be customer ID, either it could be first name, last name, or email. Okay, so in my case I'll pick up first name. So first name I've picked up here, and I'm saying ascending. Okay, so since I have only two rows, sorry, two columns, because I have just picked up two column names here. Now you see it starts with all alphabetical order. A. Okay, after A you should see B, C. Okay, this is one example. Same thing you can write with descending. Okay, same example. I'll take it and I'll say DESC, descending. Okay, last to first. Okay, Z, Y, W, it will go in this order. Okay, descending. Okay, if you want all columns, you can still say star here. Okay, now you see you have entire data set, all columns, and you see the first name which we picked up here all comes in ascending. Okay, from I mean with alphabet A, B, C, D, and all that. Okay, same thing you can do it for descending as well. Okay, so instead of first name I'll pick customer ID. Okay, now you see customer ID. Earlier when we just ran this star command, select star from customer, we used to get some 528 or some number, right? Now you see it's in proper order. So this way also you can properly query and display the data. Okay, if you, in this case we have customer ID, if you have employee ID, it will go in a proper order. Clear guys? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we can use the same thing, same for descending, DSC. Okay, I didn't select the entire thing. 1 minute. Okay, so this time I picked up descending. You see last number 599, 598, 597. It's going in the reverse order. Descending, ascending. Okay, this is very important. Sometimes you want to sort some data, right? You don't know how to go about it. You can use ascending, descending, so order by, and all that. So which will help us to get the required data. Okay, I have some examples here. Okay, so multiple rows. How do you gonna do? This is multiple rows. Okay, ascending, last name, descending. See, you can write two way also. This is one classic example. I'll show you. Okay, now you see I'm selecting first name, last name from customer table. Okay, order by first name I want in ascending. Okay, it will start with A, B, C, D. Okay, and last name I want with descending. Okay, this is little tricky. So you put a comma here, you write a last name, and you write descending. Okay, you can use both clause ascending and descending at the same time. Okay, okay, now you see A. Okay, it looks good. Now it starts with S, G, C. Sometimes it makes sense, but it looks very goofy here. Okay, okay, so this is one example. Another
Suren,
one
at the
I have
end,
already written.
in the query, that semicolon is necessary.
No, you can, even without that you can do it.
Oh, it's running. Okay.
Okay. SQL takes as semicolon. Okay. So for example, same customer table you have in Microsoft SQL. SQL takes as a semicolon there as a that indicates this statement is ending here. Okay. So it will
Okay.
yeah. So only some syntax here and there difference is there, but query you're gonna write same English statement, same whatever we are writing here. You're gonna write the same query there also. Okay, you can try this example tomorrow because we have weekend holidays, right? So you can pick up multiple things, write down. Okay, I'm going to share this after this with a date. I am going to share this. Okay, so this entire sheet I'll share it with you today. You just don't copy paste, write your own. Okay, then only you'll get that practice, otherwise you'll
Right,
not
right.
get that
Yeah.
practice. And even I'll show you one more tool that I found today. It's called SQL Zoo. Okay, you can also go to this site. You can do a practice. Say for example, you want to do a select basics practice. You click on it. Okay, here it's already written. Okay, select population from world. Some table internally, some tables are there where name is equal to France. Okay, now see it has given the population. Okay, now if you don't want, you can you see on the right top right here column you have SQL. This is a SQL command. Okay, now you want Postgres. Okay, same thing you can run. It takes some time. Okay, here you have to select Postgres. You can select a different engine here. So I'll select Microsoft SQL. Same result. Okay, so you can just play around this. Okay, you have all the commands here. This is just for your learning purpose. Okay, group by is there, group by continent. See, same example, but it's a table is different. They have something called table called games. Okay, so I found this. I thought maybe this will be useful for you guys for practicing even on tablet, or just open this site and then practice. Okay, you have all this. We have very less here. Actually we have a lot of commands, but these guys have just kept some limited which we use on day-to-day purpose, right? All this. Okay, more is there, join is there, then there is a quiz. After you do your practice there is a quiz. Just um, uh, attempt that and see where you stand. Okay, coming back to this. Okay, so this is for multiple. Same thing, order by first name. Okay, if you don't want, or I mean if you don't want ascending descending, it will order by first name. Okay, I'll run this. Okay, see here I'm not explicitly saying ascending or descending. By default it is ascending. You can see here when you use clause order by and that column name, by default it will take ascending, it will not take descending. If you want a data in descending, explicitly you have to mention here. Okay, so I'll just delete this. I'll paste it again. descending. Okay. So order by will take ascending as default. Okay. So I'll just mention. Okay. So this is a note for you. Okay, when nothing is mentioned after order by, whichever column you are picking up, any column, okay, it will take by ascending. Descending is explicitly you have to mention the DSC, then only the rows or the columns that you are picking up, it will show up in descending. Okay, so that's the only take here learning for us. Okay, you can see here Aaron A, B, C, it will go. Okay, so this is one. Next, we'll see. Select first name, last name from order by first name ascending, descending, which we have already done. Okay, so this also we have done. Okay, I think I've already done. Yeah, this one, ascending, descending. Okay, so first name will come in a proper ascending way, and last name will start with descending. But this doesn't look good. But what I mean to say is this option is available, but it all depends on case by case what type of data you have. For names it doesn't look good, but maybe for a product or some other classification that you are working on data, right? Maybe it might be very useful in those scenarios, this statement. Okay, I'll save this. So we'll move to next. Okay, now we'll learn about length function. Okay, so whenever you see two braces for any function, okay, any command, okay, we call it as function. Okay, remember the length function accepts a string and returns the length of that string. Okay, sometimes you are given a task to find out how many employees are using some password which is above 8. Okay, above 8 is good. If above uh, less than 8 is not good, which is vulnerable. Okay, which anybody can guess and crack the password. Okay, so in those cases what you will do is you will use the length function. Okay, so this is a sample. So I've written all samples also, guys, in the PPT. Okay, next one is length function. Okay, I'll write down this. Select first name, length of first name. Okay, so here we will get first name, length of first name. Okay, how many letters are here? Okay, and from customer. Okay, and then I'm doing a order by. Okay, and now whatever you see here, okay, this one is a abbreviation for a column name here. Okay, length, LENG, or I'll show you one example first. Let me run this. Okay, so whatever you see here, alias, after a function you can give, you don't have to mention as, because length, there is no length column here, length function we are using, and what you want to display. Okay, if I don't want anything, what happens, it will come as a blank. Okay, so length does not exist, sorry. Okay, here also I have to remove. Okay, because I'm doing a order by here. So that is the reason. If I just run this command alone, I'll just paste it here. Okay, now you see here, length by default it is taking. Okay, this one, but I don't want length LENGTH, I just want LEN. Okay, so I can say len from, and I want to order by descending. So this is where this length is coming up. If you need a capital, you have to put it in a quotes. Okay. So this is one. And what else we have in customer table? 1 minute, I'll take a customer table. Okay, I want all length, Mary Smith, email address. Okay, so I'll just pick up the email address. Email, then I want first name, last name, okay, from customer table. Okay, first I'll display this. Okay, now did you notice something? I have written email first. Generally, when you type select star from, it comes with the column name first, whichever column is there, that will display here. But in this case, if you want to shuffle here and there, you can do that. Okay, only thing is you have to write manually which column you need first. If I need here, 1 minute, I'll run this. I don't remember the column names. If I want something called active, okay, active integer, so I can say here active, comma. Okay, now you see active, email, first name, last name. You can interchange. Okay, you want this after last name? Yes, you can do that, comma, active. Okay, now you see. So it all depends whichever the columns you are picking up in the format. Okay, which one is first, second, it will display in the similar format. Okay, this is one. Now we'll practice this one. Just copy this. Okay, so I can say length, length. Okay, email length. Okay, now you see 28, 29. If you have set some standard, if anybody who is above say for example 30, okay, we have 35, 33, 32, you can send an email to them, boss, this email is not as per standard, you have to recreate, and within 30 character, that is what you have to mention. Okay, just I'm giving an example here. Email, you can, if it is a password, you can tell the password less than, whoever has used 6 digit less than 6 character password, you can do some cross check here, and then you can send an email to them to create a password above 8 letters or 8 characters. Okay, so this is one of the example that I want to show you. Length, uh, length is done. Okay, now we have something called clause, order by clause, and null. Okay, null is a marker that indicates the missing data, okay, or the data is unknown at the time of recording. Okay, so how do you declare that? Select first name, length, okay, from customer, order by, length, description. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, Okay, so this is one. This is the same command that we were using. Okay, so you can try this with ascending, descending. Okay, okay, that is incorrect. Actually, I have to show null in a different. How to use a null? Okay, I'll say select star from customer. Okay, I'll select this and I'll run this. So I have a result, some results, but I want to see whether we have any null value. Okay, null value means not recorded. So right now you see Mary here. Okay, if it is left intentionally blank, so this is called a null value. Okay, in database language it is called a null. I don't see any null here, but I'll show you how to write a statement here. Okay, select star from customer. Okay, I will use something called where clause here. Okay, where where okay, where customer ID. Okay, customer underscore id equals to null. Okay, I think I have to correct this. Yeah. Okay, successfully ran, but 0 rows affected means there is no null value here. Simple. Okay, for customer ID. If you want to try for email, you can do email also here. Okay, I'll just take a next email. Okay, so nothing, 0 rows affected means there are no null values. But in real time, when you run this command, right, you will get 4 rows with a null. Okay, then you have to go through and inspect those 4 rows why there was a null. Okay, password, it should not be null. Okay, you can do due diligence here with your tables. Okay, because this table is a sample table, right? I am not sure whether we have any here, but we can create a dummy. When we create a table, when we learn about creating a table, then again we'll practice this null. Okay, and then we can also write the null in a similar way. Okay, uh, what is this? Active, right? Active. Yeah, I'll pick the active one now. I'll just copy paste where last what is the column name? Active. Okay, so this is the column name active. I'll say is null. Okay, this way also you can write is equal to is okay, and is null also is okay. Okay, 0 is effective. If you get any error here, that means this command is not valid. Okay, and you can also write is not null also. So you can use null, is not null. Okay, now it will display 599 rows affected because the last column is not null, we said. Okay, when you have null values, you want to see how many are not null, you can use is not null. Okay, so I'll just take this example. I think in the PPT I have not updated. Okay, so just put it here. Okay, so we'll just go through the summary. So what was our learning? So we learned about order by clause. and we know how to use order by with a column name, and we also learned about ascending option and descending, and you can use not only one column, you can use two column and three columns also. Okay, three columns also you can use. Say for example, this statement, see, we are using two columns, first name, last name, right? Descending and ascending. You have one more column, you put a comma, and you can add one more, like email ascending. Okay, you can do that way also. Okay, so you can see here it is taking only two columns. It's not taking the okay. Here also have to write email. Sorry, my bad. If I put star, then we can see the results. Okay, now you see A. Okay, so this has sorted this column also, email column also. So you can do based on your requirement, guys. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule. Only you have to use one, two, three. You can use multiple. Okay, you can use multiple way. So you think what you're gonna do, what report you want. Okay, you can directly pull from your database, and you can format it properly in a PPT, and then you can present it. Okay, coming back to my PPT, use the ascending option to sort rows in ascending order and descending option. Okay, to sort rows in descending order. DSC is a short and AAC is short for ascending. Okay, the order by clause uses the AAC option by default. See, even if you don't mention AAC after the even if you don't mention here after order by default it will be ascending only. Okay, so I'll show you the difference here. I'll just remove. Okay, select first name. Where is first name? First name you see. Okay, it's in proper alphabetical order, A, B, C. Okay, by default it takes ascending. So these are the questions they'll ask you in interview. By default, what it takes, descending or ascending? So they'll say you have to say by default it takes the ascending. Okay, and before ascending also, I'll show you one more thing, the difference customer. Okay, I'll just select this, run this. Now you see Jared, Mary, Patricia, Linda, Barbara, Elizabeth, blah blah blah. We have name, right? So once you run sort this data with first name, you'll get to see in a proper format. Okay, you can do if you have a categorical data like this string. Okay, Aaron, first name, last name, this one. Okay, and active boolean is there. This way also you can sort your data and properly, and then you can format that data, and then you can export that. Okay, export option is here. Okay, this one, the down arrow. So you can save it in Excel, and then you can showcase or hand it over to the people who need that data. Okay. Okay, and we have something called, we also learned about null. Okay, so use null first and null last option to explicitly specify the order of null with the other non-null values. Okay, so which we learned about three values here. Okay, is equal to null, is null, is not null. Okay, three way. So but when we see this, right now we have a dummy data, we are pulling that data, displaying the result. Okay, but tomorrow when we create our own data, okay, we'll create our own tables. Say for example, we'll take something called online shopping. Okay, so we'll take a database called online shopping, and there we have to create tables. Okay, so what are the things that it comes there? Online shopping. So you have customer, you have product, you have a payment, you have store, right? So all these things will you do a brainstorming and then we'll create. Now whatever the tables that you see here, right, inside this, now how do we see the relation here? Okay, so we have something called here tools ERD2. Okay, ERD, the first one. When you click on it, okay, so here also you can design your design. Okay, for example, 1 minute. uh 1 minute, did they change this ERD table? 1 minute, it should come here, database grant. ah this is the option I was looking for. Okay, so when you right click on your table, okay, sorry, on your database name, right click, and then you have called something called ERD. What does E stands for? Entity. R stands for relationship, and D stands for data. Okay, entity relationship database. Okay, now it's fetching the schema. Now you will see the design. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Okay, I'll just make it zoom out. Okay, 1 minute, I'll make it like this. Now this is how you're going to design your tables. Okay, now everything is public here. So what is the name of this table? City, the first column. Okay, here country. Now see this line that you see, right? What it indicates is there is a relationship, okay, between this table. I'll take, okay, I can drag up and down. Okay, okay, so I have something called actor table. Okay, now you see this line. Okay, if you highlight this line, where is the relationship with actor table? How do you identify that actor table? Okay, this one, actor, film actor. You see actor ID, film ID. Okay, now if I go up, you see something called actor ID. See
Surendra,
this.
I missed. How did you go to this page? Sorry, I missed it.
You have to right click on your database and select ERD for database.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, now what this shows is the relationship. Okay, these are called entity relationship. Okay, entity. Now this is one table, this is one table. Whatever the lines that you see, when you hover on it, it will show dot 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 moving lines, right? It will show where the relationship is. See, for this table called film. Okay, film table relation, you see this arrow. Okay, if I select this, you can see it is going down. Okay, or I can just move it a bit away so that I can show. Okay, now you see it is going, and there is a relationship between film and inventory. Now you have to see what column here we have, like film ID, and you see this key symbol. Okay, a key symbol represents as a primary key. Okay, uniqueness, to maintain the uniqueness. Like for example, in a company, we have employee ID. Okay, so our employee ID stands for EMP 001, EMP 002. But I mean, have you seen anybody has same employee ID, two persons? No, right? So how do they maintain? Primary key. So they will say employee table, it has a primary, this employee ID is a primary key. That means it will not take duplicate values. Even if you explicitly add there, insert employee ID as EMP 002 into the same table, it will say a restriction it will give you some error message stating that it cannot take because this column has been mentioned as a primary key, so we cannot take a duplicate values. That is how people maintain what do you call the to avoid the redundant data. Okay, so otherwise what happens, you will end up with duplicate values. So the rule for RDBMS is in a table, this is table. Okay, in a table one column has to be primary key. You see here every table, this is how you design. Okay, see the key symbol here, 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 and here. Okay, so this is what I was mentioning. Okay, so this is about primary. This will learn when we are designing our own table. Okay, so we'll have some good activities where I'll give you some a school system that you have to design. Okay, I'll give you some idea, blueprint how to design a school. So in schools, first thing is who are the actors. First actor is student, second is teacher, okay, third actor is subject. Okay, so we have to identify those actors. Okay, and then you will create a proper table. First table is student details, where you will have a student details, class, okay, roll number, and roll number is unique for everybody, right? You cannot have a duplicate for students, right? So that is how we have to design which key we want to keep as unique. So if it is a roll number, so with roll number we can uniquely pull all the information here. Okay,
Can we have a two keys, two parameters?
yes, you see.
Because, for example, employee ID and for example, even if the employee name can be similar, the email ID has to be different. For example,
Correct, you can do that.
yeah,
Or depart
Sunny
or
and one if
yes,
someone else is there. Yeah.
correct. Now here you see, here you have two keys. Here
Okay.
also we have two keys. There is no hard and fast rule. You have to only one key, one primary key. You can have two, three. It will support. So that is the beauty of RDBMS, which will, which will not keep any duplicate values. So that is the motto here. Okay. So this is just, I want to show you, okay, how this ERD looks like, the entity relation. We call this a entity relationship diagram. Okay, so they will ask you an interview also about the entity. Who are the so you have to define actors and the relationship. For example, this is one table, this table. So you say we create this entity. When we design a table, we will create a relationship between other tables. Otherwise what happens is, when you join this table, you will get all duplicate values. So when we reference with language ID here, and language ID, you can see here language ID is here. When we give this reference to this table and pull the information, we'll get a unique list or report. Okay, so this is for today, guys. Okay, I'm gonna share this file first. 1 minute, I'll save this, I'll save it. What is the new SQL practice 01? Okay. Okay, this is your practice file. Okay, so you know how to import it, right? So you have this option open and then read that file and then you can practice it. But my suggestion is practice of your own with whatever the tables or columns I took it, right? Instead of that, you go here and select what table is there, and then you can go to ERD also here. Okay, you have a table called, the first one is public by default. The second column that you see here, the row, that is the table name actor in a blue symbol. Okay. Okay, so you see here the characters, okay, address character varying 550. Okay, so address is 50 length. Okay, above 50 it cannot add. So there is a limitation. We'll learn all these things in when we create our own table, designing our own tables also. Okay, so tomorrow we don't have, tomorrow is Friday, so tomorrow we don't have a class, and I think Monday is a Republic Day, right? So Monday also, I know you guys have planned something. I don't want to disturb on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, 26 is Monday. So we'll resume from 27, which is Tuesday, but I'm gonna take Friday also next week. Okay, 4 days. So 27, 28, 29, 30. 4 days I'll take. Okay, guys, is it okay? Or you have some other plans? Okay.
Good to know.
And okay, I'll share this 1 minute. Download PDF. Okay, I'll send this also. Okay, I've shared both, guys. Okay, so you can save it somewhere, because in WhatsApp we have this 24 hours disappearance window, right? So sometimes you will lose that. So I don't know what I have set. I'm just checking. Disappearing message is equal to off. Okay, so it will not go. Okay, so you can download that and keep it for your reference. Okay, I'll sometimes I'll keep adding in the existing one. Better you share your email address tomorrow to with Saib, so that Saib can share it. I think I have already shared with Sahib. 1 minute, I'll check it. Okay, so I'm making him as an editor, so he can add you guys also. Because I don't know your all of your email address, Gmail person. So if you can share it tomorrow, I'll do it. Okay, good guys. So I think we are done. What's the time? 9:07. Okay, we are on top of the hour. So we'll close this. So it's very easy, guys. I'm telling you, only practice is what I feel is required to learn SQL. If you learn one tool, okay, this is Postgres. Okay, so others also very easy. Only thing is the interface that you see, right? Little different. Okay, you will not see this here. Okay, this part you will see somewhere here. Okay, the database connectivity you'll see here. Okay, only the difference is you will see some UI difference here and there. That's it. But results on also in SQL you will get here only bottom. Okay, you can change this also. You have some options here: minimize, maximize, or you can change the orientation of your screen where you want. Okay, so you can do that. And also we have auto commit. Okay, one option is there. I thought I'll show you, but next I'll show you. Slowly I'll pick up all those important one, and then I'll show you. What that means is, for example, if you type select, and if you are connected to one database, it will automatically pick up the table name. You don't have to type. Okay, auto complete feature. Okay, we have auto complete feature. I'll just auto complete this one. Okay, auto complete on key press. If set to true, auto complete will be available. Control command plus space. Okay, slowly I'm teaching one by one. Okay, I'm not teaching all these things, but this is very useful. Okay, even sometimes I was typing the entire statement, copying, pasting, right? So if I enable this, I'll get it everything. Okay, this is off. White means off. uh, this one is okay. This one, if set to true, keywords will be displayed in uppercase for auto complete. Okay, okay, I have enabled both of them. Okay, you have a lot of option. You need to go to here, file, preferences, and then you'll get this menu. So you can go through and just take a look. Okay, if you don't know anything, don't change anything. Okay, otherwise, no, what happens is some changes in your this screen might not show up like this. For example, this menu, this UI, it will not come, only result will come. Okay, so make sure, uh, I mean, whatever changes you are doing, just remember which section you are changing, so that you can go back and toggle it back to off, and then you can retrieve your original screen. Okay. Chalo guys, Saib, you can share the recording tomorrow. Okay, upload it. Okay, okay. Chalo then guys, take care. We'll meet on Tuesday. So you have ample day, 4 days. So first installation and then this practice. Okay, everything is in video. Those who have not done, please do it on weekends and please practice.